Dámy a pánové, děkujeme moc armádě. Krásný, dobrý večer, dámy, pánové, chlapci, děvčata, naši milí samurajové.
9 rokov dozadu, len 5 kilometrov odtiaľto, na hale Kráľovka sme zorganizovali prvý turnaj OKTAGON 1. A dnes tu pred vami stojíme ako druhá najlepšia organizácia na svete. Vďaka vám, dokázali sme to spolu.
Od začátku jsme měli vlastně, myslím si, poměrně jasnou vizi zapálit ve vás tu lásku, tu vášeň k MMA, stát se velkou organizací, vyprodávat samozřejmě velké arény, jako je O2 Arena, anebo třeba dnes Eden, inspirovat miliony lidí k odvaze i v každodenních rozhodnutích.
Spolu sme prežili boj s konkurenciou, zvládli sme COVID a odpustili ste nám mnohé chyby, ktoré sme po ceste urobili. A preto vlastne cítime, že takto spolu sme tu jedna veľká rodina OKTAGON.
Dnes nás čeká bez pochyby výjimečný večer. Pro většinu bojovníků to je obrovský sen stát tady a zápasit před 25 000 lidmi.
Predstúpia pred vás dnes bojovníci a budú ohromení. Mnohým sa budú chvieť nohy nervozitou a iných to naopak extrémne namotivuje. Ale v každom prípade, pre každého z nich to bude moment, ktorý si budú pamätať navždy.
Přesně tak, máme před sebou 10 skvělých zápasů, fantastický turnaj, 6 hodin. Věřím, že neuvěřitelné zábavy a nakonec tečku za jednou epochou, za jednou fantastickou trilogií a věřím, že to bude další milník do historie nejen československého MMA.
Vítajte na turnaji OKTAGON 72.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OKTAGON 72, coming back after a year to Prague.
Naší spolupráce s armádou, na kterou jsme opravdu pyšní, protože to je vlastně to, co dělá tu sůl země, když to takhle řeknu. A dovolte mi, abych pozval velmi čestného hosta tohoto večera.
Now please allow me to welcome guest, Director of the General Staff of the Czech Military, Karel Řehka.
Krásný dobrý den.
Good afternoon.
Pojďte mezi nás, nestyďte se.
Please join us here, don't be shy.
I'm not.
Would you like to fight here?
No, záleží s kým.
Well, it depends on who. Probably not with these guys.
Now, here's the first question for you. How do you see the connection of our athletes' values and the values of your soldiers?
Well, this is an incredibly important thing. We all understand that the values like freedom are very important, but among athletes, soldiers, and fighters, there are other values, such as discipline, being able to understand understand that hard work is necessary to gain more things, to be able to overcome obstacles.
Well, that's for sure. And I have another question. How is it for a soldier to face his fear? Because that's the topic of today's evening. And how do you deal with that?
Well, a soldier should be courageous, but being courageous is not about losing fear. It's about having fear because everybody has fear, but being able to fight with that fear. Even if you are facing doubts, you're still following your values and your goals, and you're able to overcome all the obstacles, which is what connects us with MMA fighters.
Thank you. I think that deserves a round of applause. Just like another thing, that's a thing that started in Karlovy Vary. If you tune in regularly, then you know. Dominik Humberger won, and once he did, he got a very interesting dagger, and we'll be talking about that right now. So allow me to invite to my side a fighter of the OKTAGON organization, but also soldier, Dominik Humberger, a close combat expert MMA fighter. Together with him, another person, Major Roman Hipík. He's an instructor of close combat of the Czech military. Also a veteran and the Fond of Solidarity, František Němec. Another veteran, a leader of a leader Jiří Suda. STV Group member Ivo Strejček. And now I would like to hand the mic to Dominik to tell us what happened to one of the 3 original daggers.
Hello, everybody. First of all, let me say this. I want to thank OKTAGON for being here today. I want to thank this organization for this amazing opportunity. My dagger that was built together with Mr. Major to my side, and we can hand it over on this place. I'm kind of nervous. My voice is trembling in front of all of you. We also have Mr. General here behind me. This knife was created kind of out of nothing. We were just sitting, drinking beer and thinking, and we had an idea. Let's make a knife for me. And then we had an idea that we could also make another version of the same knife and give it to the Military Veterans Fund. I was excited. We managed to make it happen. We auctioned the knife off. And thanks to the help of the Czech Army and the Ministry of Defense and Colonel Matouš, we were able to make it happen. My knife was auctioned off by the company STV Group. And I want to thank the company so much because this knife, it's mine, it's ours. It was auctioned for 231,000 crowns. Please, a round of applause.
That's right. And Ivo Strejček is now handing over to Jiří Suda this voucher in the name of the Solidarity Fund in the value of 231,000 Czech crowns. Now let's take a picture together. And another round of applause first, because this is a great moment for us and for these veterans, for the Czech Army as well.
A nám chybí poslední oficialita, na kterou pánové ještě zůstanou společně s námi na tomto pódiu,
and I will ask you, gentlemen, to stay here up on the podium because we will hear the Czech anthem, and we have 2 ladies coming to sing it, Dominika Hašková and Natálie Halusková.
Zemský ráj to na pohled, a to je ta krásná země, země česká, domov můj, země česká, domov můj.
To byla Dominika Hašková a
That was Dominika Hašková and Natalia Halusková. What a great performance. That was the Czech anthem. Dominic, can we give away the dagger that we've been talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, let's kick off Octagon 72 and hopefully you'll enjoy tonight.
One of the best fight cards in Octagon's history, and a tournament that will go down as one of the greatest sporting events ever. Carlos Vermola and Attila Vey, two icons, and the greatest rivalry the Czech-Slovak scene has ever witnessed. All roads lead to this one all-important moment, the third and final fight of their careers. This fight is the climax of their impressive MMA journey and the grand finale of the first Octagon era. It's about the Infinity Belt. It's about leaving an immortal legacy as the greatest MMA legend in Czechia and Slovakia, who will be immortalized as the greatest winner, and who will leave the cage in the shadow of his eternal adversary. It's a fight that fans have waited 6 years for. Mahmoud Muradov, ranked number 39 in the world, faces former 4-time Octagon champion, Patrick Kinsel. Two top fighters of the Czech-Slovak elite and two of the best European middleweights at the peak of their careers fight for the interim middleweight championship. Another legend will also enter the stadium, Ivan Buchinger, the first double champion of Octagon and title holder of top international organizations. He's in the crosshairs of the popular striker Vlado Lengal, who intends to dethrone the veteran in front of tens of thousands of fans, with respect, but without hesitation. Also returning, Bojan Velickovic, the winner of the first Tip Sport Game Changer and Europe's best welterweight in 2023. He will face Ronnie Paradisa, the former lightweight champion and European MMA Champions League finalist, who is making his welterweight debut. In the free prelims, Jan Stanowski from Brno faces a big challenge against Daniel Solaja, the 3-time K1 world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octagon 72 at the football stadium in Prague's Eden Arena. Vermola versus Vey 3. Get the pay-per-view and experience the best tournament in the history of Czech-Slovak combat sports from the front row on octagon.tv.
Judgment Day is finally here. The Eden Arena has opened its doors once more, and Octagon is back for one of the biggest cards of the year, the biggest card in European MMA. 26,000 fans will be joining us right here at the Eden Arena. My name's Brian Lacey. This is Luke Barnett, and you said it to me off camera, Luke. It feels like we've come home.
It feels like we've come home. The Eden Arena It is home now. These big events, these big arenas, sold out, full. This is what Octagon does, and it's what they do best. Put on party vibes and great fight card.
Great fight card ahead of us. 10 fights. The trilogy between Carlos Vermola and Attila Vey. A trilogy that started November 9th, 2019, Octagon 15. That first fight, Attila shocked the Czech-Slovak scene by knocking out Carlos in round number 1. Carlos had to wait 5 years for his revenge, Luke. A year almost to the day in this very arena. He got that revenge. He finished Attila Vey in the second round. That has set us up for what is the trilogy fight. Both fighters, legends of Slovakia, legends of the Czech Republic, and both saying they're going to lay the gloves down, the infinity belt on the line. This is literally for all the marbles, Luke.
For all the marbles, and a rivalry that's been there forever. We were talking off camera again. I kind of said this was like Chuck Liddell Ortiz style rivalry. Hated each other for so many years, and I feel like Vey with that last year, what happened to him, how it went, it was embarrassing, and he's got to come back now, and he's got to get the victory, and all stacked against him.
Yeah,
and this is how we can do so with the mixed martial arts rules. The fights will take place in a cage in the shape of a circle known as the octagon. Standing up techniques can be utilized like boxing, Thai boxing, karate, taekwondo, and anything else you can think of. If the fight continues to the ground, you can grapple, sambo, jiu-jitsu, and all the ground techniques. The fights are contested over 3 5-minute rounds, except for our 2 main fights tonight, which will be over 5 5-minute rounds for the belts. And fights can be decided by knockout, TKO, submission, or points. In the rare cases, it goes to the judges' scorecard. Deciding factors are effective striking, damage, and control. And the techniques that show immediate impact are the ones that are scored the highest. It's about controlling the octagon real estate and causing damage. They are the main factors in mixed martial arts. When it comes to grappling as well, it comes down to effective control, but again, it's when you're scoring points and doing damage. All elbow strikes are now legal. The ban for the 12-6 has been taken away, so you can throw the elbow from anywhere. Just need to be careful you are not hitting the head. And now a grounded opponent has changed as well. So you need 3 points of contact on the ground to be considered a grounded opponent. You can have 1 hand, 2 feet, a foot, a knee, and a foot, if that makes sense. So when someone puts 1 knee down, they are considered a grounded opponent, Brian.
So there we go. Those are the rules of the Octagon cage. These are the warriors that will be entering it tonight in this Eden Arena, the football stadium here in the center of Prague. First of all, Stanowski versus Solaja. What a fight that is to open the card. That our YouTube-free prelim. Paulus versus De Pape. Pape making his debut, the first ever fighter to make his debut in the stadium. De Lasla making a second walk as a pro into a football stadium against Dr. Rosa Gumina. Then we have Ryshavi versus Batfalski. Czech versus Slovakia in that one. Cordero takes on Hošek in what could be one of the fights of the night. And then we have Didi Score stepping in for the Neanderthal. Frederick Vosgrone to take on the Argentinian Cobra, Alcina. This is our preliminary card. That's the first set of fights we have in front of us. And Luke, as we say every time, the quality of the fight is going up. This is going to be one hell of a night.
This undercard is unbelievable. Every fight has fight of the night potential, in my opinion. There's so many different dynamics going on. The ones that I'd like to point out is our first fight of the night. I think Solaja versus Stanowski is going to be an absolute banger. And we don't have to wait, Brian. It's coming up first of the night.
There we go now. Jan Stanowski will be making his walk. There was a lot of beef between the two. They stepped in on short notice. Stanowski missing weight, that catch weight limit by just 600 kilograms. Daniel Solaja definitely didn't take nicely to that at the press conference. He said, you made 2 mistakes. Jan, you made 2 mistakes. One, signing to fight me, and the second, missing weight. I will make you pay for this. But Jan Stanowski is the first Czech fighter to step out to defend home soil.
The chance to fight on a football stadium doesn't come along every day. And these two warriors now have the opportunity to shine on a huge stage. Jan Stanowski is one of Czech MMA's biggest prospects. He executes his opponents with deadly precision. 6 of those opponents found out the hard way. And 5 of them were finished in brutal fashion before the limit. Renault's nice guy loves to put on a thrilling fight and has 4 first-round finishes under his belt to prove that. This might just be a pivotal moment in Stanowski's highly promising career. But Daniel Solaja will do whatever it takes to disarm the local fighter. Although this is only his 5th duel in the MMA cage, he'll bring a ton of experience from the kickboxing ring into the battle with him. The 3-time K1 world champion has devastating striking abilities, but his time in the renowned UFD gym saw him grow into a truly complete fighter. At the start of the year, he claimed his first Octagon victory in Dusseldorf, and now he's heading to Eden to take down another opponent. But will he succeed in destroying the plans of the Czech prospect?
Making the walk, and it is a long walk, Luke, towards the cage. The first fighter of the night, representing Germany by way of Serbia, Daniel Solaja. You'll see his brother Zoran Solaja behind him. They stepped in on short notice for this one. Both these brothers fought back in Dusseldorf, and that for me was kind of a coming out party for both of them. I spoke to his brother Zoran, and they said the things are just coming together. They both come from that kickboxing world. Daniel Solaja, a 3-time kickboxing world champion in that discipline. But just putting together, transitioning to MMA has been something that they have both been struggling with, but they feel like they have found their voice now. And you look back at the performance of Solaja against Rafael Frederico in the last fight back in Dusseldorf. He looked so complete, Luke. He was vicious on the feet. On the ground, he dominated the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And for me, that is a warning sign for anybody who fights him.
Yeah, I think Solaja, the Solaja brothers in general are settling now. They're finding their home. I think having moved to UFD and been surrounded by fantastic athletes, these two have been like had lone wolf syndrome for a long time, traveling to lots of different gyms. I've actually trained with both of them in Sweden maybe 10 years ago. So they've been around the block for a long, long time. But I feel like now they're zoning in, they've found their home, and they found that confidence, like you said, within mixed martial arts. They don't mind if the fight goes to the ground now, but are both extremely dangerous on the feet. And the surgeon, for me, the younger brother, he's the one who has a real potential to make a run here, because his last performance, as you stated, against Federico, he was undefeated coming in, extremely talented, and we were all, you know, picking him to go on and do great things, and got stopped by Solaja with ease. Was in there and just took him apart round after round, and really stopped that train of hype. So I think he takes that hype with him, and I'm extremely excited to see if he can do it twice in a row, because coming in here against Jan is a big ask. 25,000 people strong on home soil, on short notice as well, Brian.
On short notice, Luke, and the interesting fact about Daniel Solaja, this shows what sort of fighter he is one of 3 fighters that have fought in 3 different weight classes. His first fight, he stepped in on a day's notice to replace his brother up 2 weight classes. The only loss on his record against Daniel Hromek. That's 24 hours notice, up 2 weight classes. His last fight against Rafael Frederico is his weight class. That would be a featherweight, and this a catch weight. You know, that shows what he's about, right? He is somebody that anytime, anywhere, an opportunity like this comes knocking, he'll be ready for it.
Ready for any opportunity and game too. You saw with his opponent missing weight. He didn't moan about it, he just said, I'm going to punish you for it. Weight is not an issue for him. He understands his skill set, and I feel like size will definitely be on Jan's side, but I think speed for Solaja and that in and out style with that Thai boxing on the feet and landing big shots. If he can find his range early, obviously he's going to have a shorter range. If he can find his range inside of Jan's, I think he's going to be a problem. And I think these guys are going to be coming in fast and early and hard in the first round to try and set the tone for the rest of the fight.
Well, listen, not just for this fight, but the rest of the night. Like you said, this is the perfect fight to set that litmus paper on fire. Both these guys, they do not like each other. Both these guys want to make a statement. And now we welcome his opponent, Jan Stanowski. Coming out of that Brno MMA fight, it's the BMF gym down there in Brno. And again, touted as one of the rising stars in Czechia. Look at that, 8 pro fights, 6 wins, 5 finishes, 2 submissions, 3 knockouts. And look, 4 of those wins come in the very first round. Now, Daniel Solaja said to him, look, I'm going to finish you. I'm going to punish you for missing weight. And he made a point, Jan Stanowski, of saying, I watched your last fight. Yes, you beat up a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but that guy had no wrestling. I'm going to show you wrestling. And what we know about Stanowski is that is a key factor of his game. Up against the cage, the chain wrestling, the takedowns, and then dominating from top position. That's what this kid does.
Yeah, and that's arguably the holes of the game of Solaja. So I can imagine that's what he's going to try and expose. But sometimes that can be difficult with a short opponent, someone shorter than you, stout, wide base, that throws heavy hooks the way Solaja does. You really have to have your timing on point. And I think it all comes down to the speed of the footwork for Jan. If he can move around and find his opening, once he connects, see if he can control Solaja. Solaja extremely athletic and explosive in his defense. If he can explode out of a few positions and land heavy, it will work well for him. But I feel like as the fight goes, round 1, round 2, round 3, the wrestling style and that pressure of Jan may take over. But that's also where the missing weight could play a factor into cardio. We don't know how hard he pushed when it came to the weigh-ins. Maybe it was tactical to get that little bit of weight in that first round and come in dominant.
But one little sign we just saw there, he was not enjoying that long walkout. He wants to waste no time in getting in there. And that's the thing, Luke, right? That realization of the size of this stage, the 26,000 fans that will be here, that's going to hit them as they make that long walk, right? That's going to hit them.
It is a long walk, Brian. And, you know, when you're walking out here and it's a whole different environment, fighting outside, it's still light, it's still bright. You know, it's very, very different. So if people that have the ability to shut out the crowd, shut out that and zoom in on their opponent, that could play a mental factor. Long walk, I think running is definitely your best choice. Getting there as soon as quickly, because as soon as that door closes, everything can change and you can zone in. But on this big wall, that's when the last minute questions get asked of your psyche and little things could nip in on you. You've got to have a strong will, strong mindset, get to the cage as quick as possible. As soon as it closes and they're calling your name, it could be any fight. You're not in front of 25,000 people in the Eden Stadium. So yeah, I think that's going to be a key factor for the whole night.
Final checks now before he does enter that cage. And again, this kicking off a historic night here, a night that will see Carlos Vermola and Attila Vey go head-to-head. Lockhorns one final time ahead of laying down them gloves. And of course, that middleweight interim title fight. Patrick Kinsale stepping in there, looking to reclaim the belt against Muradov. But tonight we start here. This fight will be our YouTube free prelim. Jan Stanowski versus Daniel Solaja, 26 versus 32. Height and reach will be on the side of Jan Stanowski. 6-2 is the MMA record of Jan against the 3-1 of Solaja. But do not forget, Solaja, a multiple-time, 3-time kickboxing world champion, plenty of experience and the tip sport odds on his side. Let's get this opening fight underway.
Tak ještě jednou, dámy a pánové, chlapci a děvčata, vítejte v Praze na turnaji OKTAGON 72. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here in sold-out Eden Arena in Prague, Czech Republic. We are ready for OKTAGON 72, and this is the first fight on Prelims card. Both fighters will fight in a lightweight category, and the referee in charge is Gerd Richter. 3 5-minute rounds. Let me introduce you both fighters, and we will start in the blue corner. He is 32 years old, stands 177 centimeters tall, weight in 71.7, represents UFD gym, and the coaches in his corner are Max Schwind, Alex Keisler, and Fabiano Silver. He has a professional record of 4 fights, 3 wins and only 1 loss, fighting out of Germany and Serbia. Daniel Surgeon Solaja. Across the cage in the red corner, 26 years old, 180 centimeters tall, weight in 72.7, represents BMF Brno. Coaches in his corner are Martin Burkot and Mirek Prokeš. He has a professional record of 8 fights, 6 wins, 5 finishes and 2 losses. Fighting out of Czech Republic, Jan Zevelekis Stanowski.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Protect yourself at all times and listen to my commands. When I say stop, you stop. Fight hard, fight fair. Touch your gloves, please. Step back.
Fight hard, fight fair, fight clean. Gerd Richter will take the first appointment inside the octagon cage here at the Eden Arena. A historic night in front of us here in Prague. The first fight of the night, we'll see Daniel Solaja, white shorts, blue corner, take on Jan Stanowski, black shorts, red corner. Me, Brian Lacey, alongside Luke Barnett. What's the keys here, Luke, to this opening interaction.
Well, we're starting with Solaja in that southpaw stance. Interesting to see how he's moving. When you're a southpaw, you're so used to fighting orthodox fighters, it can make it more difficult. But for Stanowski, I feel like he's going to want to close the range and try and turn this into a chain wrestling match up against the cage. So it's all about how he finds that entry. And see how they're battling over the lead hand, that right hand versus left hand of Stanowski. Whoever can win that battle, that internal battle, that's the start of range, the start of the exchange, and the start of the battle. So it's very, very important to see who can keep that hand high, control the range, and then throw. I expect body kicks to come from Solaja soon, from that back left leg. There you see it. A little bit low, though, because that's one of the shots that's wide open on orthodox. When you've got that southpaw stance, you can hit the liver with that left leg. It's a much better attack. Nice left hand landed on the inside. Little right hook over the top of that lead hand.
Yeah, you saw Stanowski instantly reach for his nose.
And that is the striking prowess of Solaja. Nice left hand lands again. This is what we expect. This is where the battle matters. He's going to even pull guard here. Beautiful and intelligent from Solaja, though. That shows the fear from Stanowski, already trying to pull guard as that left hand lands again. But he's very good at that, chains them together very well, attacks the wrestling well, and then switches up. So needs to be aware of Solaja. I think that was a poke in the eye.
Yeah, little complaint there from Stanowski.
No, from Solaja.
Solaja, sorry.
As he was coming forward, he backed up with his hands in the air. Gives them both a little bit of a breather, but I feel like Solaja was the one that was building in tempo, found his range with that left hand.
You talk about range as well. I mean, for him as such an experienced striker on the feet, he settles into that range so quickly, Luke.
And the thing about Thai boxers or strikers in general, they're so used to being in that close range that most people feel uncomfortable in. But he needs to be careful he doesn't get backed up against the fence, because that's where Stanowski's going to do his best work, just here, as he completes his takedown. Now Solaja needs to work to get back to his feet. He's got the double butterfly. It's loud in here tonight, Brian, already. Loud crowd. Good to see with the first fight of the night.
Yeah, with the open roof as well, Luke.
And now this is where Stanowski wants to fight. He wants to be on the ground. He wants to try and suck the energy from Solaja. Solaja needs to try and find that cage. He's right up next to it. Wants to try and back himself up and shrimp back to the fence. Trying to
nice, he might come under here.
Use the elevation there almost, but use it to pass there. Was hindered by the cage. Beautiful work from Stanowski here.
And this is what Jan Stanowski wanted to say. He said, look, this is what will be different between me and Rafael Frederico. These are the positions I will put you in.
Well, it's all about that left elbow at the moment. It's very, very high from Solaja. He needs to try and dig that under if he wants to try and get back up to his feet, especially away from the fence. Nice knees.
Nice knees.
And there he's coming out the back door instead. Beautiful work from Solaja. Good idea. Going to try and come up to the front headlock. Beautiful scramble to get to his feet, but let's see how it affects him. See if he can keep the cardio, because the mixture of cardio coming up and down from the grappling to the stand-up, that's where people, the strikers moving into MMA, that's where they can struggle. But seems to do well at the moment. There's that body kick. And another left hand.
Fires that so well.
I just don't see much confidence from Jan on the feet. He seems to be pulling his punches a little bit.
I think he's felt the power, Luke. He felt it early. You saw that grimace when the 1-2 got through the middle.
I think I like nice left hand. Starting the combinations with the left hand from Solaja is working very, very well. Here we see up against the fence so well. Let's see if we can convert this again. Hands are together once again.
This time Solaja spreading those legs, making it a little bit more difficult.
A little bit more. He's got the underhook, but he's going to convert this as he chains it together. He's in so deep, it's going to be difficult for Solaja to stop this. And dumps him again.
Big cheer from the Czech crowd. Again, this is the first Czech fighter to make the walk.
Interesting back and forth this fight so far, and going to be interesting to see how the cardio holds up from both men. Again, this was a short notice fight. Both were preparing. They were getting ready, I believe, for our next event and got pushed forward onto this one. But even that, the 2-3 weeks that you expected to have to sharpen up the cardio, we'll see that in the later rounds. As we see a back take here.
That was slick, worked his way around. Look how tight he is.
Solaja needs to move those hips, does well though. Evades that very, very well. But that shows the danger on the ground from Stanowski.
40 seconds left in round number 1, and it's absolutely flown by this first round.
It's been very close, to be honest. I mean, on the feet, Solaja has been way more effective and landed very, very good shots. So it'll be interesting to see how the judges have this scored, because although he's held him down a little bit, what damage has he really scored? Little shots, okay. Little knees to the body, okay. But Solaja, for me, got the more, bigger shots on the feet that landed well. Searching for a Kimura here, maybe just to try and open up something else.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1.
Good to make a statement here for Stanowski if he could get some sort of pain. There it is, good shots.
1 round in the books, Luke. And like you said, back and forth on the feet. Solaja, as you would expect, taking the advantage, but on the ground, Jan Stanowski, once he gets it there, he looks very dangerous.
It's all about positioning in the cage. Solaja needs to keep his back off that fence. When he's off the fence, he does very, very well. It's when when he gets pushed up against that fence, Stanowski's 2 steps ahead. He builds up his takedowns. He doesn't go for the first one, he goes for the second, third, and fourth one, and kind of chains it together very, very well. And Solaja's done a great job of evading the back take, evading damage. Not much has happened to him on the ground, but once he gets there, he spends a long time there. And as the fight goes on, and he gets tireder and tireder and tireder, that's when technique will take over, because he's utilizing explosive movements to get off the ground. Here we see some highlights from the feet. These shots were fantastic. And these were the ones where I was saying, like, were they more damage than what got caused on the ground? I believe so.
Here's the scores.
And it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, so we have 2 judges there, giving it the way of Jan Stanowski. Judge number 2 giving it towards...
No, two judges giving it to Solaja.
1 to Jan Stanowski.
And that's where I would agree, because the damage
exactly.
on the feet.
Yeah. Round 2 underway. Solaja, blue corner, Stanowski in the red, me, Brian Lacey, alongside Luke Barnett.
I feel like this is the second round where Solaja needs to wake up and stay off that fence. If he can keep this fight in the middle and stay off the cage, then I feel like he's going to do a great job. Building up here. I feel like Stanowski's got absolute confidence he can get these takedowns now. Got that one down in the middle of the fence, middle of the cage. This is going to be tough for Solaja now. I feel like the confidence for Stanowski, he's felt the power, he's felt the energy on the ground. He seems just lit up with confidence right now.
And you can tell that's just what the corner said.
Beautiful reversal attempt. It's going to come out the back door now. Great work from Solaja.
He's used that twice, Luke. Round 1, he made that work, and now round 2.
Yeah, elevating with those butterfly hooks extremely well. And now he's coming with the power in this second round. Nice left hand lands again. That's the fighting spirit of Solaja. You could see Stanowski came out with supreme confidence, and now it's dwindled a little bit. The energy's definitely changed. Nice little entry there, good knee, but it still gets his hands together and converts another takedown.
Set that up nicely, through the hands to distract from the takedown, worked his way in. And once again,
Solaja threw that knee, but it wasn't enough, and he got his hand. It was badly timed slightly. I don't like how Solaja's looking for the neck. I think he just needs to try and get back up to his feet. He's so much better on the feet.
You mentioned it in round number 1, Luke, though. This is a tiring way to fight. And again, both these guys coming in on short notice. This is going to be a real question for Solaja's conditioning.
Definitely. I feel like Stanowski's going to be used to this type of fight, at least, as he tries to take the back here again. It gives an opening here, though, for Solaja. Solaja could now buck up. Needs to get his hips high. Cannot hang out in this position because he's got all of Stanowski's weight on him. Needs to get that knee and hip back to the fence to help himself get back up.
Stanowski staying so tight to him as well, Luke. Just waiting to feed that right leg round
there
the back.
He gets
there
it.
You go.
Needs to shuffle these hips and turn at the same time.
There you go.
Now needs to tripod and come out the back door if he can. There's a tripod from Solaja. And he drops him off. Beautiful work. This is where he needs to take over, needs to go to work.
Oh, a nice little dirty boxing from Stanowski as well.
Needs to be careful of that triangle. Fell into that. Classic mistake there from Solaja.
We saw that with Rochelle and Jack McGrath. Remember, he was on the front foot and dropped straight into that triangle. Solaja, though, is aware of this, keeping that pressure forward.
Yeah, keeps that, gets that arm on the inside. On top now in the grappling. See if this will make a difference.
Big breaths, you can hear it. Just under 2 minutes now in round number 2 to go.
Yeah, maybe a little rest here from Solaja just to get a breath on top. Good work there, though, from Stanowski to get back to his feet. Nice knee.
Big knee.
Took that well, though, with Stanowski.
One hell of a chin on that young man. It's getting gritty now, Luke. It's getting gritty.
Wait, headshot.
Looked low, went high, beautifully executed, nicely taken as well from Stanowski.
A beautiful takedown. Turned 360 on the spot as he dropped.
And
gonna look to take the back.
This time both hooks in quickly.
Oh, Solaja's got a lot of work to do here in the final minute of this round.
Listen to the Czech crowd now.
Got a turn in on the inside, has full body triangle. Sucking the life out of Solaja at the moment, across with that body triangle. You need Solaja to move towards that left hip and create pressure on that ankle. Very difficult because the cage is in the way. Maybe going to just have to stall himself out of this first round. Watch that arm, as he could go for the arm bar in the dying 30 seconds. Looks like what he's trying to set up to me.
Yeah, 30 seconds coming in now.
Solaja taking deep breaths.
Yeah. And that body triangle, that sucks the air out of you as well. Unable to fully fill your lungs while you're in this position.
This one's round the jaw. Solaja fighting under it. Beautiful work from Solaja. Going to turn in.
Oh.
So close to getting it and manages to maintain position. Nice shots though.
Solaja is a dog. There is no quitting this man.
Crowd respond very well to Solaja, defying everything there. Everyone thought he was out of gas in that late in that second round, and he somehow turned it around.
So hard to twist to a positive position from the body lock. But Solaja does it. 2 rounds in the books. Luke, we saw the judges score it 2 rounds to Solaja, 1 to Stanowski on the way into round number 2.
It's going to be interesting to see what they say on that second round. Very close again. A lot of dominance from Stanowski on the ground. But again, for me on the feet, Solaja landing very, very heavy shots. A nice head kick in there as well. Body kick too. A lot of damage.
Here we got the replay. Talk us through some of this. These are the takedowns from Stanowski.
Yeah, this is where Stanowski's made all the difference and how he's managed to get to the back. But Solaja's dealt with every single problem extremely well. Very great awareness, turned the right way, he's made all the right decisions, and this to me is where he takes over on the feet. This big shot here.
So here we go.
And the judges agree.
Yeah, all the judges scoring that round towards Solaja.
But Stanowski's chin, I mean, he took that knee square to the face, head kick. Doesn't look like he's going to get finished in this fight going into the third.
Here we go, third and final round of our opening fight here at OKTAGON 72.
And Stanowski needs a finish. He needs a submission, so we need to see the urgency coming from him. He needs to push the fight.
Understandably, both fighters looking tired here. Oof. There's a
nice
cut.
left
There's
hand.
a little cut now on the right eye. You can see that. Oh, and again, Solaja now targeting that cut on the right eye, sorry.
Solaja landing beautifully, but just not doing any, showing any damage. Now Stanowski maybe going to pull guard. Switches back up to that single. Great chain wrestling here. Good balance at the moment.
Oh,
manages to get it back to the fence. A lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Where that's come from.
Might have been a headbutt. But now at the moment he's got to fight off this takedown attempt again, and he gets it again. Needs to be careful he doesn't give up his back. Remember, Solaja in front on the judges' scorecards. It's all on Stanowski.
Still haven't seen where that blood is coming from, Luke.
I feel like it was a headbutt as they collided in the exchange in the third round.
Might be coming from his mouth.
Needs to really be aware here and not give up the back so early. Needs to get off that right elbow and get on his hand.
Now look at that, Stanowski again.
He needs that right knee to come through. If he can explode up here or turn in, Solaja needs to be careful of that foot creeping round. Now's a good time to butt scoot or get your hips to the right and turn in. This arm is what's hindering him at the moment. This left arm under the armpit. He needs to fight that off. Referee once more. Gets that hook though. And now comfortable as a backpack on Solaja's back once again. Going to be fighting with everything for this.
Defense has to be on point. Now that blood will make it slippy, which in some instances can be a hindrance, but sometimes it can help, right, Luke, when you want to slide that arm in and under the chin.
Looks like he's trying to set up this body triangle, and yeah, sometimes that blood can help you just a little bit less friction to get underneath the neck. But Solaja doing a good job so far. Manages to get his hips out as well. Stanowski on top now. Again, giving up the back on that elbow. Want to see him on that right hand. Needs to now pop his hips up quick, like he did in the first round.
He's just not got that explosion in round 3, Luke. He's struggling for that. And Stanowski.
This is tight.
This would be huge. This would be a massive comeback. But Solaja again defends the hands, does well.
He's got this full body triangle now on the other side, on that left hip. Solaja's escaped from this position once in the fight. Now gonna wall crawl his way up. Needs to be careful of the neck as he does it.
He's going to be crushing his own abdomen as he makes that walk.
What a first fight, these two, giving it absolutely everything in here.
Painting the canvas for fight number 1 as well, Luke.
Yeah. It's exactly what you want, though. Determination, grit, putting everything into this fight. Stanowski up against it, 2 rounds down, has somehow found himself in a winning position here.
He's found the back consistently, but this is the longest he's been attached there, Luke.
Gonna maybe explode out.
Slip through. Broke the grip of the legs.
Needs to get up, not attack the legs. Needs to get back to his feet.
He wants a heel hook. The kickboxer wants a heel hook, Luke.
That was an error, in my opinion, with 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
I think we're seeing the evidence of real fatigue from Solaja, just with even that decision.
Gonna give up the full mount. Gonna give up the full mount. Steps back into that butterfly. This is where Solaja's comfortable. He's got a couple of good sweeps from here. Elevates the hip. Referee's going to have a look at the cut, maybe.
Yeah.
Medical timeout.
Going to bring the doctor in to check this.
I think the doctor was confused and thought it was on Stanowski, but the cut is on Solaja.
They're both bleeding pretty much. Actually, for me, it's looked like... You see, that's where the blood was coming from when we saw Stanowski have it on his back. The doctor wants to talk to the referee. That's a nice nod of the head there, positive sign.
They're going to start back on the ground, I believe. Yeah.
Good, Richter. Great refereeing, as always. Put them back in this position.
Only 1 minute remaining, though, for Solaja really to survive, to take home this judge's decision, if he can, in the first and second round. He needs to explode out of this.
Oh, steps into mount now. This is an even more dangerous position here for Daniel Solaja. Stanowski has 50 seconds to save this fight, to defend Chet
Needs to be careful, he doesn't give up his back. But he's been okay so far here. He's been safe here. So maybe he feels safe and has gone back there. He knows he can fight it up for 40 seconds. 40 seconds here for Stanowski to get the win. Maybe going to switch up to the arm.
There we go. You see the wrist wrap. Yeah, now stepping up.
Great timing, though, from Solaja. He's got it.
Belly down. This would be huge. He's done it. Oh! What a way to start the night. 2 rounds down and grabs victory from the clutches of defeat here in the Eden Stadium.
Did exactly what you need to do. When you are behind 2 rounds, you come out with that urgency. He came out, he got the fight to the ground, and he took risks, Brian. That armbar was a huge risk, and it paid off. Absolutely massive risk for him to do that. There was about 30 seconds left. He was dominant. He could have carried on trying to get the rear naked choke. He'd failed so many times, he thought, screw it. I'm going to try and get this armbar, and it paid off. Amazing stuff.
You called it as soon as he locked the wrist. That was it. Wow. Beautiful. What a start to the night.
Yeah, what determination from the Czech man here in that 3rd round. Was behind 2 rounds, struggling, had been beaten. What a fight from Solaja. Showed some extreme talent and just showed some great evolution. But then that armbar came out of nowhere, Brian.
Stunning stuff. What a way to kick off this night. A historic night in Prague. And these two get this fight on short notice.
I think was the clash of heads that caused the blood. But this was the problem. Solaja up against the fence, couldn't stop a takedown. It was great defensively on the back, but couldn't quite escape this time. And as he battled off that mounted position, he gives up the back and spins in a little bit too fast and doesn't think about his elbow position. Beautifully wrapped up, and he's tapping straight away. It was tight with conviction as well.
Belly down. Hips through. A moment that he will remember forever.
It's a brutal armbar. Let's pass it over to Andre Novotny to make it official and give Stanowski his moment. Andre on his feet when he saw that finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 minutes and 33 seconds in the third round, the winner by armbar, Jan Stanowski. Honzo, gratulace.
Congratulations
Bylo
on
to
the win.
na poslední chvíli,
It was
nevím,
the
jestli to víš, ale
last
prohrával si
second when you were losing on points. I don't know if you're aware. Your coaches were shouting at you, you have to finish him, you have to finish him. And it looked like it wasn't even possible that you're going to get the submission. And finally you got the armbar. Is this the dream you've been dreaming of? Winning a few seconds before the end?
Yes, it is. The most important thing is to never give up. You have to take the risk and then you will have the payoff. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be in front of 25,000 people and win. Thank you. Thank you to my team, to you. Thanks to my family and friends. Thanks to my sponsors. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It was amazing. I'm sorry, I don't want to hug you right now, but anyway, congratulations on the beautiful performance and the win. Jan Stanowski, the first Czech win of the night.
What a win indeed. Never give up, take the risk, and you will get the reward, was the message from Stanowski. Well earned and shown tonight in our first fight of the night.
Yeah, like you say, risk versus reward. And look at the reward, to get a memory of fighting in this stadium, the Eden Arena. It's something beautiful to behold, Luke, and it's almost strange being so comfortable here, right? Octagon just filling this and us not being surprised, but no one else is doing this. 3 stadium events in less than 12 months is something special, and what was also special was that performance and pulling that victory from the clutches of defeat from Jan Stanowski.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Like you said, here at Eden really does feel like home. It feels inevitable. It feels like we should be here always. And it's just such a fantastic time and great time. You can join us now if you move over to oktagon.tv. You can get the live stream and follow the rest of the event. We have 9 more fights for you, 2 titles on the line, and incredible matchups just like that one we've just seen, Brian.
Yeah, let's talk about one of those fights as well, the Murado versus Kinsel title fight. We mentioned Vermola versus Veit, but Murado versus Kinsel is one to tune in for sure, as is this Roman Paulus, winner of Octagon Challenge Season 5. 5 victories, 5 finishes on his record. All of those coming by way of rear naked choke, taking on Aiton de Pape, training partner of the one and only Jonas Magard, making his debut for Octagon into this stadium. This sees Slovakia versus Belgium coming up next.
Both of these highly confident fighters have landed a huge opportunity. Roman Paulus regularly prepares for his battles alongside Slovakia's elite warriors. At just 24 years old, he boasts 11 wins and finished his last 3 victories via his weapon of choice.
What a finish this would be, coming back from being behind, he's done it!
So you can be sure his opponents know full well that if he gets on their back, they don't have long left in the cage. The pundits believe that Paulus could become a major star in the future, and he's more than ready to make that prophecy become a reality. But in Prague, is about to come head-to-head with a highly experienced opponent. Octagon newcomer Aiton de Pape will do whatever it takes to steal the spotlight in this duel. He trains alongside Danish shark Jonas Magard and already has titles from 2 Belgian organizations in his collection. He scored 12 wins in total and proved himself to be lethal both on the feet and on the ground. The fighter known as the Hitman comes to Octagon with one goal: to clear Paulus from his path to glory and to add the Slovak warrior's name to his list of victims.
What a moment it is for Aitan de Pape. It is one hell of a thing to witness what OKTAGON has become from outside the cage, as he has done with his training partner Jonas Magard. But now to get the call to come and make his debut in this promotion, not just on any event, but this event, the event here at the Eden Arena. 26,000 fans will fill this arena, and he'll be looking to make a statement, Luke. And you look at his record already, 12 wins. Along in those wins, 6 finishes, 3 by knockout, 3 by submission. He's claimed multiple belts back in Belgium. He trains with our former bantamweight champion, Jonas Magard. And for me, the matchmaker talked to me about how excited he is to see him here. Jonas Magard said that he's so excited to see him perform on this level of stage, and that excites me.
I mean, this is a moment for him. This is the moment for him. In a career like what he's had, he's now managed to find himself in front of 25,000 people on one of the biggest events in European history for MMA as a debutant. It's the first time